Ngayon mga kababayan, yung continuation ng hearing po ng Congress, yung Quad Committee sa issue ng Pogo. And as you know, dapat sana mga kababayan, si Attorney Harry Roque, dapat siyang umarap. Kaya lang po, nag-ala pakyo. Naging puganti na rin po. And this time, mga kababayan, pinagabol na siya ng ating mga authorities para iharap po sa Congress at saka pati sa Senado. Nangayayat na po si Puganti Roque. Hindi na siya Attorney Roque, Puganti Roque. Sabi dito, PNP consider
nagbabagang mga balita at pagtalakay sa mga isyu ng lipunan. Pulsa, opinyon, banat at paglalantad sa katotohanan. Pulsa, what you see is what you get. You decide.
that's tracking down Harry Roque via his digital trail. Sabi ko sa inyo, pare-parehas po ang tinatahak na landas nitong mga taga-nausog. Ang sunod nito si Inday. Kasi ayaw magpaliwanag mga kababayan din sa Kongreso. Pero tuloy-tuloy mga kababayan ang gagawing investigation ng House Committee on Good Government and Accountability. That is a separate committee. Ito naman po na Quadcom para ito sa investigation sa Pugo, sa AGK ni Digong, sa human rights, sa war on drugs, pati yung pagbibinta, mga kababayan, pamamakyaw ng mga kalupaan ng mga Chinese at yung human trafficking. O ngayon, pakinggan natin yung hearing ngayon, pagpapatuloy ng hearing. Ito po si Congressman, House Chairman Ace Barbers.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Today, as we continue our investigation, we shall center on the pressing issue of Pogo. In our past hearings, we have established the following. First, Pogos are establishments created by Chinese nationals on the pretext of providing overseas gambling operations catering mostly to Chinese in the mainland. We, however, proved that these operations are actually not legalized gambling as this is not allowed in China. The Pogos here were engaged in money laundering, human trafficking, drug trafficking, and gruesome crimes like murder, kidnapping, and torture. Second, we discovered that the drug money was used to buy influence, corrupt the government system to obtain fake Filipino identities in order to acquire real properties, real estate, and other properties where these Pogos are built. The illegal operations of the Pogos are then used to cover and clean the drug money or money from illicit activities. Lahat po ito ay nangyari sapagkat nakipagsabwatan sa kanila ang mga kawani ng gobyerno. Kapalit ang salapi, pumayag at hinayaan ng mga kawani at matataas na opisyal ng gobyerno na sila ay magamit bilang mga protektor, kinatawan at mistulang nag-aabogado pa para sa mga Pogo na ito. Di alintana ang kapahamakang idudulot sa bayan, itong mga traidor na ito ay hinayaang yumabong at lumaki ang impluensya at kapangyarihan ng mga sindikatong ito, basta lamang mapuno ang mga bulsa ng kayamanang kapalit ng dangal ng bayan. Ngayon ay magpapatuloy tayo sa pagkilala sa kanila at sisiguraduhing mananagot sila sa bayan. In the light of these challenges, we are here not only to expose the wrongdoings of the past, but also to craft the necessary legislative solutions that will prevent these problems from recurring. Thus, the following proposed legislations are now being studied. Number 1, Philippine adaptation of the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, a United States federal law that provides for extended criminal penalties and a civil cause of action for acts performed as part of an ongoing criminal organization. Number 2, review or amendment to the Special Investors Resident Visa Program pursuant to Book 5 of Executive Order Number 226, Series of 1987, as amended. Number 3, amendment to the Philippine Retirement Authority's power to approve retirement visa to foreigners. Number 4, amendment to the Anti-Dummy Law or Commonwealth Act number 108 as amended. And number 5, amendment or review of the implementation of Republic Act number 11983 or the new Philippine Passport Act. Number 6,
Yung full story ng balitang yan, click subscribe muna dito sa ating YouTube channel and hit the notification bell para lagi po kayong updated sa mga kaganapan dito sa ating bansa. Like and share na rin po ninyo ang ating video. At huwag na rin po ninyo na skip yung ating mga commercial ads para tuloy-tuloy lang ang pag-unlad ng Bagong Pilipinas. Sa mga nagana po ng malinis and spacious fitness gym, pumunta lang po kayo sa aming Colossal Fitness Gym. We also offer Grab Car Rental with our brand new 2023 model ng Toyota Innova. We also accept booking for those who are planning to travel via PAL, Cebu Pacific, and other airline companies, local and international, and bills payment for Meralco Bills, Aleco Bills, PLDT, etc. Ang Colossal Fitness Gym is located at 3rd floor Security Bank Building, Lanco Business Park, Legazpi City, Albay. For inquiries, look for Gilon Maravillas, contact number 0966-802-0949. Yan po yung aming Innova. Lagi na pong matao sa amin. Yan po mga bagong clients namin. Napakaganda at colorful at napakalinis ng aming gym po. Pati mga foreigners po pumupunta sa amin, mga British tourist po sila dito sa Legazpi. Na-set up na rin po yung aming mga brand new gym equipment. May treadmill na rin po kami. Ito naman po yung bago naming product na binibenta online. Eye Glow Serum, whitening po siya. Tingnan ninyo yung epekto sa aking anak na architect before and now. Yung mga inquiries po ninyo, dumiretso na lang kayo sa kanyang Facebook account, Riz Maravillas. Ito naman po, Firmax Firming and Lifting Cream, pinapahid po sa mga pulses in affected area. Mainam po sa paninigas ng mga kasukasuan. Ito naman po, Automax Radiant Serum. Sa mukha naman yung application, anti-aging po siya. You will look 10 years younger than your age. Sa mga cancer patients naman po, baka lang gusto ninyo itong itry. Naing siya red mixed fruit drink. Hindi mo po siya gamot, food supplement siya. Kaya lang, gawa siya mga kababayan sa goji berry. Yung goji berry, may anti-cancer properties. O ngayon, yung mga inquiries ninyo, dumiretso na lang kayo sa aming messenger sa Facebook para masagot namin agad. Ayos pa? Ayos na ayosan niya, Mr. Maravillas.
the revision of Presidential Decree number 651 on late registration of birth to stop the proliferation of simulated birth certificates. As we get more valuable information, Quadcom has been getting discrediting remarks, proof that the targets are hurting. Let me take this opportunity, therefore, to remind everyone that the power to conduct investigations in aid of legislation is a fundamental function of Congress enshrined in Article 6, Section 21 of our Constitution. This is not a mere privilege, but a duty to the Filipino people. Congress is empowered to investigate, to compel testimony, and to demand documents when it is necessary to fulfill our legislative mandate. These inquiries are designed to shed light on matters of public interest, to recommend policy reforms, and ultimately to legislate for the welfare of the nation. It is clear from both Precedent and the Constitution that this committee operates within the bounds of law. Contempt orders are not acts of overreach, but rather tools to ensure compliance with the legal and procedural obligations imposed on all citizens. Let me state unequivocally, this committee will not be deterred or undermined by baseless accusations of overreach or abuse of power. We have the authority, the responsibility, and the will to pursue this investigation to its rightful conclusion, regardless of any obstacle. As we move forward, I urge everyone involved, the witnesses, the resource persons, and public officials alike, to cooperate fully with this committee. The people of this country deserve nothing less than the truth. And let me assure you that this committee will not be swayed by threats or distractions. Our mission is to uncover the facts and to ensure that those responsible for any wrongdoing are held accountable. Together, we will continue this fight until we finally get to the bottom of these issues. Magandang umaga ho ulit sa ating mga kasama sa Kongreso at ang ating mga resource persons ngayong umaga.
Okay.
The next is to deliver his opening remarks is the Chair of the Committee on Public Order and Safety, Congressman Dan Fernandez. You are recognized.
Thank you. Maraming po salamat. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Today, as we embark on another day of hearing, discussing certain issues relating on illegal pogos that was eventually stopped by the government and no less than the President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos. Still, we heard certain areas in our country that continually operating their illegal operations. As we are continuing to deliberate in this Quad Committee, these illegal operators operating their clandestine operations without haste. Iba talaga ang kinang ng pera ng salapi sa mata ng ating mga nasa gobyerno at nagpapatupad ng mga batas. Nakakalungkot isipin na after the declaration of the President on the stoppage of this illegal pogo, meron pa rin na nahuli sa Cebu, sa Kawit, Cavite, at just recently sa Cagayan, which turned out na non-operation na, or maybe, just be notified of the impending raid of the PNP. Indeed, yung galamay ng sindikato dito sa operasyon ng Pogo ay di tumitigil. Bakit kaya? Napakahaba naman ata ng kanilang PC. Napakadami naman nilang salapi that even with the pronouncement of the President on the stoppage of these Pogos, still, there are certain places where Pogos still exist. Hukayin po natin ang ugat ng lahat ng ito at saan sila kumukuha ng lakas ng loob upang ipagpatuloy ang mga illegal na operasyong ito. Recently, as I've heard in the discussion
Si Alice Go, nandyan po.
there were allegations
Present
of
si
former
Alice Go.
CPNP received payola for Pogos. Is this true? Totoo ba ito? Is this the reason why operations in conducting on the stoppage of the illegal Pogos in the whole country are not being implemented? Or they are just stories that need no attention for discussion? Bakit masyado ata madaming pera at bilyon-bilyon ang operasyon ng Pogo? From construction of big facilities, buying of lands of certain Chinese corporations, and the financial transaction through bank exchanges of big amount of money. Kung iisipin mo, di lang talaga online gambling eh. Saka hindi lang mga scams ang involved dito, but the money being laundered in this operation are so blatant that need no deep explanation for an ordinary person to understand. Pera to ng droga.
Matindi po.
Pera to na nanggaling sa Chinese operators na gustong linisin ang kanilang dito sa kanilang operasyon sa Pogo.
Kaindik-indik.
Conducted by the four committees have not stopped these people in their illegal operations. Marami pa rin ang patuloy na nag-ooperate ng kanilang illegal na operasyon hanggang meron sa ating kapulisan at mga nanunungkulan sa ating pamahalaan at lokal na pamahalaan ang patuloy na tumatanggap sa illegal na Pogo. Sila na dapat na magpatupad ng pagpapatigil ng Pogo must be held responsible as well. Marami pa po tayong dapat gawin. Marami pa po tayong dapat na malaman. Mahirap makipaglaban sa kinang ng salapi na bumubulag sa ilan nating kababayan upang ipagpatuloy pa rin ang operasyon ng Pogo. Sa ating mga kababayan, tulungan niyo po kami. Kung mayroon po kayong nalalaman sa patuloy na pag-ooperate ng illegal na Pogo sa inyong mga lugar, buligligin po natin o bulabugin po natin ang ating mga nanunungkulan sa ating mga bayan at mga hepe ng kapulisan na kumilos sa kanilang mga nasasakupan. And without compliance, please, report to the Quadcom and we will act accordingly. Sama-sama po tayo sa pagsugpo ng kasamaan, sama-sama po tayo sa bagong malinis na Pilipinas. Salamat po.
the chairman of the Committee on Human Rights. You are recognized.
Si Benny Abante
Thank you,
po.
Mr. Chair. My fellow co-chairs and colleagues in the Quadcom, our resource persons, and at the same time, witnesses and guests. Ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Nakita nyo naman kung gaano ka-passionate kami dito sa hearing na ito. Si Congressman Dan Fernandez po ay maaari na maging preacher later on, mga kaibigan. But I would like to mention and quote to you what a bad person said at one time. Ang sabi niya, and I quote, "The world suffers a lot, not because the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of good people." Ang sabi po niyan, mga kaibigan, ay si Napoleon Bonaparte. Before we begin the Sixth Quad Committee hearing, this representation finds it necessary to reiterate our primary purpose, to uncover the truths so that we may produce legislation that will prevent the evils we have unearthed in these proceedings. We are here not only to shed light on past wrongdoings, but also to ensure that our laws will be fortified against future exploitation. There's an old saying that I quote, "The devil is in the details," end of quote. This phrase serves as a powerful reminder for us today. If we are to draft meaningful and effective laws, it is incumbent upon us to gather as many details as possible. The devil, in this context, takes many forms. It exploits the loopholes in our laws, uses gambling as a front for illegal activities, and uses a war on illegal drugs to justify the killing of thousands of innocents. Our duty here
Patama po
as
kaya, no?
legislators
Kay
and duty
Digong.
bearers is to gather every fine detail so that we can craft legislation that will not only close these loopholes but will also ensure that these evils can never take root again. In Ecclesiastes 12:14, it is written, and I quote, "For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil." End of quote. This passage should remind everyone that no wrongdoing can remain hidden forever.
Yan
It
matinong
is our
pastor,
role in this
Pastor
inquiry
Abante.
to bring these secrets to light,
Tama yung
so that
turo niya po
justice can
sa
be
Bible.
served
Hindi
and
tulad ni
righteousness
Pacquiao.
upheld. We are with shining light on
Tama
every
po ang
dark
turo
corner.
ni
leaving
Pastor
no
Abante.
detail
Matinong
unexamined.
pastor ito.
It is our obligation to obtain the information necessary to deliver justice for the victims of POGO, illegal drugs, and extrajudicial killings, and to shield future generations from these evils. However, there are those who seek to obstruct and hamper our efforts. Let us be clear, their actions are not only detrimental to this inquiry, but also the pursuit of justice and the rule of law. We must condemn those who having been involved and having profited from these illicit activities, now seeks to hide and cover up their wrongdoings. Their attempts to evade accountability must not and should not be tolerated. They can run, hide, and use semantics to camouflage their cowardice. Ultimately, they will be exposed for who they really are: enablers, accomplices, criminals, and deceivers. Kaya sa mga tumutulong sa amin with their testimonies, their candor, and their courage, maraming salamat po. You are doing your countrymen a valuable service. And more significantly, you are doing good deeds before God. In the face of these challenges, our resolve must remain firm. We conduct these hearings in aid of legislation because we know that without strong enforceable laws, the evils we have uncovered will continue to drive. I'd like to remind everyone that we are a government of laws and not a government of men. We are here to ensure that no devil, in whatever guise it may appear, will be able to use gambling as a front for illegal activities, to endanger families with the spread of illegal drugs, or to carry out acts that claim innocent lives. In the end, the goodness that comes from the Lord shall prevail. Let me tell those devils who chose to attack us with demonic trolls. I would like what a high
Daming
official
demonic trolls
said.
po. Kahit nga
Ang sabi po niya,
sa page ko po, ang
you
daming
can
demonic
skin
trolls.
us alive, burn stakes, and throw our ashes with the wind, but we will remain unbowed. End of quote. And resolute in finishing this investigation until we come to the ultimate conclusion for the benefit of our people and for the sake of our country. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.
Thank you, Congressman Abante. The next to deliver his opening remarks is Congressman Paduano, the chair of the Committee on Public Accounts and Good Governance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have already consumed almost 1 hour of our hearing. And we have still a lot of admin matters to be discussed. And with that, Mr. Chairman, once again, I'll just submit my opening remarks to the COMSEC for purposes of records. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman.
Si Congressman
Salamat, Mr.
Gonzales
Chairman,
po.
Payabak po kay Katamungan. Magandang umaga sa aking mga mahal na kasama, sa ating mga panahuin, at sa lahat ng nanonood sa live stream. Bilang mga lingkod bayan, ginagawa po namin ang ating tungkulin na nakasaad sa ating saligang batas at mga patakaran ng mababang kapulungan. Nagsasagawa po tayo ng mga pagsisiyasat para makatulong sa paggawa ng mga batas at para malaman ang katotohanan na may layuning maging tapat at responsable sa ating tungkulin. Ang mababang kapulungan ay bumuo ng Quadruple Committee, a Quadcom, as a principal proponent of this na binubuo ng 4 na komite: dangerous drugs, public order and safety, human rights, and public accounts. Ang layunin nito ay alamin at lutasin ang mga komplikadong issue tungkol sa paglaganap ng illegal na droga, mga illegal na gawain na konektado sa pogo, human trafficking, at mga kaso na extrajudicial killings o EJKs na kaugnay ng kampanya laban sa droga ng nakaraang administrasyon. Mahalagang tandaan ang mga pagsisiyasat na ito na ginagawa ng Kongreso ay may 3 pangunahing layunin. Una, upang makakuha ng impormasyon para makagawa ng bagong batas. Ikalawa, upang masubaybayan ang mga ahensya ng gobyerno. At ikatlo, upang ipaliwanag sa publiko kung bakit kailangan ng bagong batas o amyenda. Ang pagsisiyasat na ito ay hindi para magpakitang gilas o mag-usig, kundi para makapagpasa ng mga bagong batas gaya ng pag-amyenda ng Republic Act No. 9165, Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs of 2002, pag-aayos sa Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act, pagpapalakas ng Witness Protection Program at pagtulad sa RICO Act ng Amerika na layong parusahan ang mga grupong kriminal. Sa inyong pangunawa at pagtitiwala, determinado kaming patatagin ang ating pamahalaan at ipatupad ang batas at demokrasya para sa ating lahat. Maraming salamat po. Good morning po sa ating lahat.
Thank you, Senior Deputy Speaker.
O ngayon, yung mga imbitado, kasama doon siyempre, si Alice Goo at yung may bago na naimbita, yung dating mayor ng Cebu, si Osmeña. Pakinggan natin.
From the local government units, we have the Honorable Lisildo D.Q.
Yan si
Calugay
Alice Goo.
of the Municipality of Sual, Pangasinan, and Honorable Eranio D. Timbang, the Acting Municipal Mayor of Bamban, Tarlac, and Honorable Leonardo D. Anunciacion. And from the PNP Region 7, we have Police Lieutenant
Alice
Colonel Perjoy Gulayan. Also from the PNP Region 10, we have Police Colonel Salvador Radam and Police Colonel Elmer Cinco and Police Colonel Bacas. And for other key personalities that we invited who are here with us, we have the Honorable former Mayor of Cebu City, Honorable Tomas de la Rama Osmeña, and the former Mayor also of Iloilo, former Mayor Jed Mabilog.
Pati
We
pala
also
si Jed
invited,
Mabilog po.
key personalities from the different corporations involved in this.
Si Jed Mabilog, ito po yung mayor na tumakas sa paalis ng bansa kasi tinugis po ni Digong. Alala niyo po si Jed Mabilog, inakyos na drug lord. So invited siya ngayon dito.
Inquiry from the Hongsheng Gaming, from Bianchang Holdings and Trading Corporation, Zunyuan Technology, and so far none has appeared in this hearing today. But from the Baofu Land Corporation, we have with us today Alice Lial Guo, also known as Guo Huaping. And from the Lucky South 99 Outsourcing Incorporated, we have Miss Cassandra L. Ong and Miss Ronelyn Baterra. We have no incorporators appearing today representing Whirlwind Corporation. Also from the Philippine Sanjes Steel Corporation, there are none who appeared. Sanjia, yeah.
Wala si Harimau. Undaran si
That's
Harry
all for
Roque.
now, Chair, Your Honors.
Nagtago muna.
There are other representatives who just arrived, sir. We have Representative Salvador Plato and Representative Ron Salo.
Thank you, Comsec.
So yan po, mga kababayan. Mamaya ipagpatuloy natin yung coverage niyan kasi mahaba yung deliberations. So, makikita ninyo, ito po, ang objective nito ay para papanagutin po, alin din yung legislation na kinakraft nila. Yung papapanagutin po yung mga nagkasala sa batas, public accountability, transparency in public accountability. That is the objective of this government, aligned with the vision ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Yun din yung mensahe, mga kababayan ng ating Pangulo. Kahapon nga po, sa ating mga government workers. Parang parinig ito kay Inday, oh. Sabi ng ating Pangulo, let us continue to live by our constitutional mandate that public office is a public trust. We should remain transparent, accountable to our people, and to serve them with integrity, loyalty, and efficiency. Malinaw po na patama ng ating Pangulong Bongbong kay Inday na iwas pusit po sa pagtatanong ng Congress kung paano niya ginastos yung kanyang budget. Ito yung sabi ng ating Pangulo sa awarding of the 2024 Outstanding Government Workers kahapon. Pakinggan natin yung mensahe ng ating Pangulo.
Maraming salamat to our Executive Secretary, Chief Luke Bersamin, for his kind introduction. Please take your seat.
Medyo sinisipod yung ating Pangulo.
Civil Service Commission Chairperson Carlo Nograles and the other CSC commissioners present. Presidential Communications Office Acting Secretary Cesar Chavez, awardees of the 2024 Outstanding Government Workers.
So, baka
I have picked up
kung ano na naman
what,
isipin
everybody have, which
ng
is a
mga
pass and a
critics,
poll.
kailangan na niya
But,
tumikover na si
it will
Inday.
not slow me down. Fellow workers in government, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. And a happy 124th Philippine Civil Service anniversary to my fellow workers in government. Perhaps in the past, when people hear of quote-unquote government service, they tend to picture long lines, rows of desks, piles of papers, and faces weary from the daily grind. That's still true. That is the kind of atmosphere, this is the environment that we have to work with. However, we all know that the truth is far more nuanced than that image. This is because even when we deal with routine, serving in government can be challenging, exciting, and rewarding, especially when we are at the forefront of something innovative or when we are changing people's lives. We serve because we make a difference. We serve because it is in our DNA. We serve because we love the Philippines. Today, however, we are shining a light on our fellow public servants whose extraordinary acts of service have contributed to the efficiency, to the economy, and to the improvement of government operations and the provision of services. Created under the Civil Service Act of 1959, our annual Search for Outstanding Government Workers started as the Employees' Suggestions and Incentives Award System. It was later fortified by my father, then President Ferdinand Marcos Sr., through Presidential Decree number 807 of 1975, which created the Presidential or Lingkod Bayan and Silangan Awards, the Civil Service Commission or Pag-asa Award, and the Agency or Kapwa Award. We continue to administer these National Honor Awards today through the Honor Awards program. It has been 65 years since we began this practice, and while the acronyms and the titles attached to these awards may have changed, the purpose remains the same: to recognize and to honor those who have made an outstanding contribution in the field of public service. We are fortunate to be in the presence of these outstanding exemplars and to hear tales of feats and achievements. And I think you will have noticed that when we were together on stage, we were having some very animated discussion, because I have to say that we are all very, very impressed by the quality of the work that was exhibited by the winners, and no doubt those who did not win this year but will one day do so. The quality of the work and the initiative that people have shown really belies the general image of the civil servant as being a bit of a drudge and being not terribly imaginative, and just going about their very ordinary work and mundane work. Well, this proves to everyone that we know that that's not the case. We know that in our life, every day is different. Every day is interesting. Unfortunately, we have to add to that, every day is hard. But now when we see the different awardees and the reasons why they have been awarded today, I cannot avoid having to express how impressed I am, and I think we all are, by the quality of work. And if we continue with this kind and keep the bar this high, I have once again my optimism for the future of the Philippines is like a balloon and goes up higher and higher and higher. Our Presidential Lingkod Bayan awardees have shown us that it is possible for public servants to make a deep and lasting impact beyond the confines of our communities and our institutions. One of our awardees, a municipal department head in Iloilo, whose vision drove him to transform a 15-hectare abandoned fish pond into an eco-park. His hard work and dedication inspired more than 217 volunteer groups, or 1,000 volunteers, to contribute into planting 150,000 mangroves. Through this initiative, It improved the economy and is engaged to protect the forest, elevated the quality of coastal waters, lessened the damage caused by storm surges, and typhoons. Just a little thing, which started just as an idea in the head, in one's head. And if we are determined to make it happen, to make it work, you will find that there are many people who are also willing to sacrifice, to volunteer, and to help you, so long as they feel that it is in a good cause. Ganyan naman na kasi ang ugali ng Pinoy. Talagang anong yung sinasabi, akala natin kuminsan dahil hindi naman masyadong nababanggit at napakakomplikado na ng buhay, ay yung sinasabi, ang tanging katangian ng Pilipino ay yung nagbabayanihan. And that is where we need leaders such as these awardees to lead the way and to inspire people to come and to do this work. And again, I have always found that there are very, very many Filipinos by nature are helpful. Filipinos by nature love the Philippines. Filipinos by nature love Filipinos. And if it is a very sincere effort that has a very good chance of success, Filipinos will rally behind whatever it is that you are doing, especially if the quality of the work, once again, is the way at the level that we have shown with these awardees. And with all of those, I'm sure there are all still so many that are not recognized today, but are doing very important work and are making a very big difference in their communities. Furthermore, among our group of awardees, the pioneers of the Health Beyond Bars program, which provides a competitive health care to persons deprived of liberty, promoting their well-being through activities, training, and educational programs. Our CSC Pag-asa awardees have demonstrated that innovation and excellence in public service could benefit more than one department of government. Our Dangal ng Bayan awardees embody not only the image of an ideal public servant, but of the ideal Filipino, showing us that we can transform and save lives even in our day-to-day activities. So let me congratulate this year's outstanding government workers. Your exceptional service, you're complemented by your principles, your virtues, your hard work has truly inspired everyone to strive to make a difference in our society. You serve as the pillars upon which our government can draw its confidence and to build its momentum in achieving a bagong Pilipinas. So let us remember that the impact of our work does not lie in the recognition that we receive or the laurels that we are given. It lies in the hearts that we have touched, the communities that we have reached, and the lives that we have changed. After all, government work is about making our people, our country, and our world better than when we found it. Let us continue to live by our constitutional mandate that public office is a public trust. We should remain transparent, accountable to all our people, and to serve them with integrity, loyalty, and efficiency. So as we push back the boundaries of public service, let us strive to be bagong Pilipino, one who will make our vision of a prosperous, progressive, and equitable society a reality within our lifetimes. Once again, thank you for all the good work that you all do. And I hope that this small recognition that we do today to our awardees, it just serves to remind us of the army of people who are working quietly, who are not recognized, but continue to go to work every day and do their job the best way that they can. And for that, I thank you all who are in the civil service. Maraming salamat po. At magpatuloy po tayo sa paglilingkod at sa pagbuo ng isang mas maliwanag at mas masaganang kinabukasan para sa ating bansa. Mabuhay ang tunay na diwa ng paglilingkod. Mabuhay ang serbisyong sibil ng Pilipino. Magandang tanghali po sa inyo lahat.
May patama po kay Inday. Sabi ng ating Pangulo, we should remain transparent, accountable to all the people, to all our people, and to serve them with integrity, loyalty, and efficiency. Yun ang wala si Walang ganon mga kababayan si Inday. Ikaw talaga niya, Mr. Maravillas. Kaya nga po iniimbestigahan siya ng Congress. Ayun, ayaw po magpaliwanag kung paano ginastos yung kanyang budget.